Alright, how's it going everyone? So today's video is going to cover the Intermediate Pioneer Scout course that I just got back from at the Pathfinder School down in Ohio. I was there for 4 days. It's a crazy experience and I'm going to share that with you, my experience, some advice and tips based on my own experience and stuff that I saw while I was there, and also give some shout outs to some people that deserve it, so stay with me. Alright, so really quick, if you're unfamiliar with the Pathfinder School or you haven't watched my other video about the basic course I took in the past November, go ahead and check that video out first. That way you're kind of caught up to speed on what the Pathfinder School is all about. But really quick, it's basically a school of self-reliance, wilderness survival. You know, you got trapping, edible medicinal plants, shelter craft, water purification, land navigation, tons of stuff. The school has tons of different courses and classes, and this one I took is one of the 3, I guess, hardest classes or courses at Pathfinder School. You got basic, intermediate, Pioneer Scout course, and then the advanced course. And this course is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm not joking. It's probably physically and mentally one of the hardest things for sure. One thing that separates it from the basic course is the basic course is designed to teach you like foundational survival skills in the woods, and specifically for surviving a 72-hour scenario. Maybe you're lost, you haven't been found in 72 hours. The basic course shows you how to survive for a few days, for sure. This course is more long-term survival focused. How to survive long-term, building traps and hunting and building tools off the landscape, and way more land navigation, how not to get lost, how to make your own maps. Awesome course. Okay, so that's a quick overview of it. Not going to go into too much detail because they change it. Every course is a little bit different, and plus I don't want to take away your experience. And there's other YouTube videos out there that go in more depth than I will as far as the class curriculum, so you can check those out. There's a bunch, but yeah, you're going to be doing a lot. The advice I have is still going to be pertinent regardless of how much I tell you about the specifics, but yeah, I'm ranting. Here's the advice. So, number 1 is you need to be physically fit, 100%. I said that in the basic class as well. The more fit you are, the better. But in this class, like, you pretty much have to be, or you will struggle and you'll be miserable and you'll decrease your chances of succeeding. Like, there's no questions about it. Basic wasn't the easiest course at all. It wasn't the hardest course. For me, it was pretty moderately difficult, I would say. But this class is several steps ahead of it. It's much more difficult. And if you are not physically fit, it's going to be awful for you. You're carrying a lot of weight. You're walking great distances. You're going to be low on sleep, much lower on food. You don't have almost any food the entire time while you're here unless you are making fires. I'll talk about that later. But this class, you have to be physically fit. So if you can't walk for several miles, carrying lots of weight, rucking, and if you don't have endurance, you're not going to succeed. You need endurance for sure. That's one of the most crucial things about this. You need physical endurance, you need some strength, you need to be able to maintain some energy levels for extended periods of time, even when you're dead tired. You have to be able to, or you will not succeed. Let me put it this way. If you can't do this right here, you're not going to succeed at all. Shoot for this. This should be one of your goals in life, okay? If you can do this, you can do anything. I'm sorry. But no, in all seriousness, be physically fit. You will have a lot less sleep with this course than the basic. I probably had, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours the past 4 days while I was there. You're going to be at a caloric deficit. You're going to be extremely stressed out. Your physical fitness will help carry you through. For me, I was kind of lacking on some of the skills taught at the course, but I kind of made up for that with my physical fitness and my endurance levels. If those were low, I would probably not be able to make it because it was pretty difficult for sure. And things like primitive fire making, like doing a bow drill, that's a pretty time consuming and calorie exhaustive way of making a fire. And when you're doing that, when you're already like under non-ideal conditions, sleep deprived and calorie deprived and stressed, it's all the more difficult. Under perfect conditions, making a bow drill fire is one thing, but when you're in a simulated survival scenario, it's much more difficult. And if I didn't have some of the endurance I had, I probably wouldn't have been able to make my fire. And I'll talk more about that part later because it's a pretty crazy story. But yeah, physical fitness, number one. Workout, exercise, run, ruck. Diet too. Diet's really important. If you eat lots of sugar, cut out sugar, eat healthier, whole foods, vegetables, meats, all that good stuff. Drink zero caffeine, zero sugar pop if you have to. If you're addicted to pop, stop drinking this stuff. This stuff's amazing. All right, tip number 2 is get the dirt time in, okay? Practice your skills in the woods a lot. I did not practice bow drill as much as I should have. The ember and fire I got at this course was the first one I ever got in my life with a bow drill. So I would not recommend that being your case. Practice bow drill a lot before you go. Get familiar with using different woods, identifying how the wood looks. Let's say tulip poplar, for example. Don't get tulip poplar when you saw it. Look at it. If it's as white as possible, that's ideal. You don't want anything green. You want it to be dry and white. You don't want any dark pith on the inside, no rot, none of that. You want good, dry, softer woods, good materials. So learn how to find the good ideal wood in your area, practice good technique, get that technique down, and yeah, make tons of bow drill fires. That'll help you a lot. What else we got? Practice your square notches, square lashings, timber hitch, all of your knots, review all those. Make a buck saw, make a pack frame. That's gonna help you a lot. Get good with your knife, get used to it if you're not. Axe, all that stuff. Get good at using your tools and you'll be fine. But yeah, get the dirt time in. I wish I had more dirt time this year. I'm gonna get out there a lot more and I will be doing some projects. I want to make bow drill one of my strengths. It was probably my biggest weakness at the course this past week was bow drill fires, and I want it to be one of my strengths going forward. So I'm going to put a lot of time towards that. So yeah, get the dirt time in for sure. Next tip is practice land navigation. If you went to the basic course, you experienced some of that, but if you didn't, you need to know how to use a compass. I recommend the Sunto for sure. I think it's amazing. Learn how to read a map, learn how to understand how maps work, different terrain features, how to plot grid coordinates and route planning, all that stuff. Review land navigation for sure. Try to understand it as much as possible. That's pretty much all I got with Land Nav. So review it as much as you possibly can. They go over it a lot in the course, but the more you know, the more you're used to it, the better off you're going to be. And my last big tip is mental toughness and also not giving up. So those are kind of part of the same thing in a way. But yeah, you need to be mentally fit. You need to have a good mindset going in. And if you start to get, I guess, in a bad spot while you're at the course, because most people do, you're sleep deprived, you're exhausted, you're frustrated, you're stressed, your serotonin levels are depleting because of all those things, and you start getting some crazy thoughts like, I can't do this, or I'm gonna suck or embarrass myself, or this is too hard, I want to go home, I hate this. It's like the little devil on your shoulder starting to whisper in your ear. And I actually got to that point, I think, at the end of day 2. We were doing our bow drill fires and for our first time, and I wasn't getting it at all. And at this point we were already really exhausted from we had our first Land Nav excursion. So we went back, started doing bow drill fires, and I wasn't getting it at all. There's other people that were struggling a lot, getting frustrated. Some people, I think, quit that night because it's too much for them, and that started making me second guess myself. And I'm like, yeah, if I don't get this fire, because if you don't get the fire, at least this time, we weren't allowed to eat because in a survival situation, if you need to cook food or boil water, if you can't make a fire, how are you going to do that? At least you're not going to eat anything super substantial. So that was one of the rules, and it makes sense. But I was starting to second guess myself. I started getting those crazy thoughts. And before going to this course, my strategy for my mental toughness, I guess, to get through was don't quit at all, period. Look at every single task, one thing at a time, like one task at a time. Don't look at everything together, like the whole picture, like, oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff I got to do. take one task at a time, Sunday will come, etc. That's how I was going into this course. But like I said, day 2 I started, had the crazy thoughts going. It's like, I don't know. So I was pretty much starting to say stuff like, yeah, if I don't get this bow drill fire, I might quit. And I don't know. But some people encouraged me to just keep trying. And then I started thinking to myself too, like, dude, just relax. You drove 6.5 hours to get here. You paid lots of money to get here. You've been wanting to do this for a while. You're not going to die. You got water no matter what. And it's only a few more days. There's no reason to quit. And the reality is, if you quit in a survival situation, you're dead. Like, that's one of the points. This is a survival scenario. They put these stresses on you on purpose to simulate a survival situation in a controlled setting. And if you quit, you die. Like, that's pretty much what it was. So I was able to bounce back. I changed my thinking to, okay, if I don't get the bow drill fire, I probably won't get the patch. Big deal. I mean, I really wanted the patch, but at the end of the day, as long as I still made it through, I still get the certificate of completion. I still made it through the whole course and got to learn all the curriculum and just make it through, and it wasn't a total waste of time and money on my part. So I was like, okay, new mentality. Get through. If you get the patch or not, you tried your best. You got through. Don't give up. Do not quit, period. And that's what I did the rest of the time I was there. Every single day, I wasn't getting the patch, or not getting the patch. I wasn't getting the bow drill fire. I kept struggling with the bow drill. I would wake up earlier than other people and kept practicing with it. I would stay up late, 1 a.m. in the morning, kept practicing, making bow drill sets and trying. I failed almost every single day until the last day. Like the morning before everyone was going to go home and get their certificates and all that stuff. I had some extra time in the morning that I was given to keep practicing the bow drill. And at this point, I was like dead tired, I'm going to keep trying. I hope I get it. If I don't, at this point, it is what it is. But I still made it through the class. Well, the instructor, Shawn, the guy is awesome, Corporal's Corner. He was personally helping me on my last bow drill. All the instructors helped me throughout the whole course with the bow drill, and I really appreciate that. Shawn was the last one helping me on that day. And I think it was down to literally like the last minute. If I didn't get this bow drill, I would not have gotten the patch. So he was giving me pointers, coaching me through, and I was going after it, and it literally got down to the last minute. If I didn't get the bow drill with 1 more minute to spare before class officially ended, the whole course, whatever, then I wasn't gonna get the patch. And like literally with 1 minute left, I got the ember, and that was my first ember ever. Blew it into flames, and there was a fire, and it was pretty crazy. It was pretty emotional, especially when your serotonin levels are so low, and it was really stressful, and it was really relieving. It was a great experience. People were like cheering for me, and that almost made me cry, and it was really hard not to cry, honestly. I almost cried like 5 times on the way home because I was it's an emotional day. I haven't cried in like 10 years, and that was really close. But yeah, do not quit, period. Unless you have some kind of crazy family or medical emergency, just don't quit. The common phrase here is don't give up, and they won't give up on you. And that is very true. Don't quit, because you will get a patch. You try hard and don't quit and do what you gotta do, okay? All right, so real quick, I got some shout outs. First will be to the instructors, Dave Canterbury, the owner, and the legend himself. The guy is awesome. I mean, he's one of the best instructors there is. He's super experienced. To me, he kind of reminds me of Radagast the Brown from The Hobbit. No offense, it's a compliment. He's the Wizard of the Woods. The guy's awesome. He has almost the same kind of beard as Dave too, so Dave's awesome. He knows his stuff. He's a master in the woods. Awesome guy. Check him out. I'm gonna have all the instructors' channels in the description below as well. Check them out. Next shout out is Shawn from Corporal's Corner. Dude is an absolute beast. Probably one of the best shelter makers there is in survival. He's super well rounded. He's amazing at bow drill as well. He knows his stuff. He helped me a lot. Really appreciate him. Great guy. Next one is Tony Powers. He was my basic course, like personal instructor, my small group. Guy's awesome. He's like the trap master. He's a sweetheart. Awesome guy. Paul Haack, another awesome instructor. Really, really good dude. He helped me a lot in this course as well, and he is like a pro photographer. I don't know if he actually is, but he should be. He makes some great photos. He took a lot of our photos from this course. Next shout out is to Jax. She was my small group instructor this time at the course. She's super, super awesome and knowledgeable as well. She's got tons of experience and she really excels, I think, from my understanding, is plants, especially identifying plants, useful plants, medicinal plants, edible plants. She's a plant master. Kevin Baxter. He is the camp master at Pathfinder School, former instructor, super knowledgeable. He cooked delicious food every single day that we were not allowed to eat as students. It smelled good at least, and that kind of made things worse for us, but hey, thanks anyways. I liked smelling that stuff. It looked amazing. Next shout out is to Jake. He's a buddy of mine. He has a YouTube channel also called Buckeye Bushcraft and TikTok as well. And yeah, he was a classmate with me this time. He patched as well. I think he took the course a few times. I know there was some personal reasons why he didn't make it through this course last time, or the past few times, but he got through it this time. I know he has some issues with the heat, but he made it through, and that's awesome for him. Like, he's super knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than I am in the woods for sure. By the time he's my age, I mean, I'm 10 years older than him, but the time he's my age, he's going to be an absolute master for sure. And he already is super knowledgeable. So congrats, Jake. Good shit. Whoops, I was not trying to swear. Good stuff. Good job. Next shout out to my buddy and partner at this course, which was Akiva, or Travis Armstrong. This guy is amazing. I was pretty fortunate to have him as a partner as well. He's really awesome. He's absolutely instructor material for sure. Super cool guy, awesome personality, tons of knowledge. The dude he's great in the woods. I learned a lot from him too, like seriously. He is awesome. I love that guy. He knows so much. If I had to get stuck in the woods with someone besides one of the instructors, he'd be on the top of my list. That guy is an absolute beast, sweetheart, funny. Love that guy. Love you. Right, so closing thoughts, guys. Let's kind of bring this all together. Physical fitness, land navigation, get the dirt time in. Mental fitness, don't quit. Okay? Do not quit at all. Do those things and you will succeed. Start watching these guys' videos. Here's some other videos as well that you guys can check out if I didn't already show that to you guys before. And just have fun. You do have fun there. It is horrible at times, but you do have fun. You learn a lot. You learn how to survive. You learn great skills, and you're around good people. Like, everyone there is there for the same reason, and it's good camaraderie, good team building, and good memories. I'm not going to forget this anytime soon. So thanks again to all the instructors. Congrats again to all my classmates who passed and patched. Everyone who didn't quit, everyone patched in my class, which is amazing. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I will be happy to help you out. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.